Another Man v Mob podcast mini episode here. So, a lot of us are familiar with the phrase WWJD, what would Jesus do? But I think a lot of people today, particularly younger people, are asking themselves, what would their parents do? And they're trying to chart their life course based on their parents' approval or based on what their parents did or based on, unfortunately, advice and feedback that is from a bygone era. And this is going to hurt a lot of people when they try to plan for their future. So we need to keep in mind that the experiences of each generation, although they can mirror each other and be stable in successive generations, one, two, three, one after the other from time to time, humanity is increasingly moving toward a period of exponential growth where the technological societal disruptions that are going to occur generation to generation and even within generations are going to be so profound and disorienting that to follow the advice that is somewhat stagnant and I should say static given by older generations is going to be foolish. There are pieces, pearls of wisdom that can be drawn that can relate the human experience across time, but a lot of it is going to change. So, for example, trying to navigate a 21st century economy with 20th century lessons and wisdom is not going to do you much good and will actually tank you. So if you think about the economic times in which the silent generation, which are the ones who were born during the Great Depression and World War II, as well as the boomer generation who were born just after World War II, if you think about the economic conditions that they either grew up in or were born into, they were vastly different than the situation that millennials, X, Z were born into and dealt with. So there is a major technological, economic, social change over the previous generations and moving forward from here. So we should be better at being less anchored to life being continuous in every possible way. We need to have a more fluid adaptability to how we navigate the world as things change and disrupt us. We sort of need to be like a floating city, if you will. But consider that. Try to, if you feel like you're somebody who is stuck having to follow a path that has been laid out before them, or who really feel like they have to please and flatter their parents, grandparents, relatives' vision for them, or if they feel like they're being groomed for some particular career or life trajectory, say, hold up and have this conversation with those relatives, with your peers, with people who are encouraging you towards something that you might not be interested in, or which you realize is not leading you in a purposeful or I guess I could say future oriented direction, and have it in a considerate way. These are people that you love, that you care about, but just ultimately stand up to it and say, this is going to lead me down a road that I don't want to go down, or where I'm going to feel stuck and trapped if I keep going. So this is why I am not going down that road. And here are my plans to develop an alternative pathway, an uncharted course, a new boundary, a new frontier. I am going to be a pioneer. So that's all I've got for this particular episode. Let me know what you think. Drop a comment or contact me personally.